So we'll open it up to any questions, if there are. There must be a couple from the weight group that are here. Glad you came. Anything? Yes?
I just wanted to respond to the beginning of the film, which I cried the whole thing. I'm a nurse, and I really respect the organ donation and how it was portrayed. And
Yeah.
it was sensitive, it was beautiful, it was real, and I just was so moved by it. And I wonder, is that, in making the film, how did that come around? Was that just such a deep cut about families?
Yeah. Yeah, almost, virtually the whole film is really based on countless hours of conversation that I had with Stephen and Marianne and John, their son Adam, and also on the football side with Jim Grove, Coach Grove, and some of the other Wake folks. But in writing the script, I really simply tried to translate the conversations that we had. I didn't really editorialize. I just tried to tell the story as accurately as possible. So, everything in the movie was really based on those interviews that we had both in person and by phone over the course of several months. And I believe that's a fairly accurate portrayal of the experience they had with the Organ Donation Society in Atlanta. Yes?
I have something to add.
Yes?
I played a Wake Forest 4 years ago, and I wore number 5.
Wow.
And when I met these folks, and so I've seen about 6 games that season. I met them at the Merriman game, and went down to Florida, the Orange Bowl, and after the sight of this movie, I sat there and cried with everybody, and it's very, very meaningful to people that were there at Wake, that are there at Wake, and just a great film, just a great film. And thank you very much for taking care of it.
Yeah, thank you. As Ryan will tell you, the university could not have been more generous and gracious during the making of the film. We really had fun of the campus. We were, in the games, on the field. We really tried to portray the school, as it deserves to be portrayed. And again, didn't really sort of editorialize or dramatize, how great the school was during that period of time. So it is a nice depiction of the school, deservedly so. Yes, sir.
I just lost a best friend about 3.5 weeks ago,
Sorry.
and I got to tell you, that's therapeutic. That first half hour, the whole thing just helped me. There's no wake or funeral yet. There won't be, but that got me through it. Really helped.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
It's been 3 years. I still have a tough time getting through the first 40 minutes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
How did you become interested in this project?
I was introduced to Stephen and Marianne and John and Adam and Rachel through a mutual acquaintance, someone who sort of works in and around the collegiate sports world, and actually flew down to Miami before the Orange Bowl in '06. And met with Stephen and John and Adam. Marianne wasn't there at the time, and we sort of spoke during the course of the evening about trying to translate their story into a film project. I think we wrote something down on a napkin during dinner. Didn't we do that? And then went back to the hotel and had the concierge write it up for us. Just sort of decided that evening that we would try to do that. So that was in December of '06. It was really, at the end of the year in which Luke died and Wake had his championship season, and spent the next year working on the script and the following year making the movie. Yes?
When did you put together the movie? About the time that you wrote it or after you filmed it? Because that was a score that was good.
Well, thank you. I think it's a brilliant job by Andy Mendelsohn.
Right here.
Andy, why don't you answer that
question? Well, the first thing I want to say about the score that I don't normally share, except that a lot of my family is also here tonight. And, well, part of what made it really meaningful for me is that I had a young brother who died in a car accident, roughly the same age as Luke. And, you know, the thing about this is that Rick didn't know about that when he hired me to do the score. So, maybe that's the tearjerker part of it.
Well, that's it evoked emotion.
Yeah.
And your own emotions. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I'm all choked.
should also mention that that was the very first movie score that Andy wrote. He's since written a second. And the song that Andy and Stacy wrote, Live and Breathe, which in large part I think Stacy wrote for her dad, was a theme that was integrated into the score, so it became the sort of thematic identity of the movie that you hear played several times throughout the film. And I agree. I think it's really beautiful. I think it's really beautiful.